Hey everyone, Grayson the Bard here, and welcome back to day 95 of the hunt today. I am recording this ramble for the second time this morning. Well, I guess I shouldn't say recording. I thought I pressed record, did the entire ramble, which, looking at my watch, was about a 15-minute recording today, because I knew this was a longer video, and then I went over to my computer to stop recording and saw on Audacity just a flat line where I had not recorded anything. So I, unfortunately, at the end of that, said that I did not have much time to talk today, so it is going to need to be shorter, so I won't be able to go into as much detail as I did in that initial non-recording, but womp womp, then them's the breaks. Today we are fighting a monster that is very near and dear to my heart. It is consistently in my top 10 monsters, always hovering around like the 7 or 8 mark, depending on the day and how I'm feeling. And one of like the monsters that I consistently come back to and enjoy hunting. Whenever I get a wild hair up my ass to play through Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate again on my 3DS, I will like absolutely make sure I get to this monster before I stop playing. Today we are fighting Shigaru Magala, or as I, for reasons known only to the gods, called when I was playing for you for the first time, Shaggy Maggie. No idea why that name stuck. But Shigaru Magala is an elder dragon and the adult form of the juvenile Gore Magala. The two are very much tied together, and the big key mechanic that Shigaru Magala has is the Frenzy Virus, which is a unique status that Shigaru Magala and Gore Magala both have, that is effectively a virus that the hunter has to overcome by doing damage to a monster, so it encourages you to play more fast, more aggressive, less defensively in order to deal enough damage before the bar fills up, and if you do, you get an attack boost and an affinity boost. If you fail to do that, you get a debuff that, tanks your affinity, so no more crits. Anything like this, any mechanics that kind of like force the player to play aggressively. I played a lot of Bloodborne when I was in college, and the rally mechanic of like you get hit, if you attack back, you can get some of that health back. Loved it. It was one of my favorite things about that game. And this game does a very similar thing by encouraging you. This monster does a very similar thing by encouraging you to play fast and aggressive. And I love any monster that has its own unique mechanics or unique status ailments. Give us more of that. That's dope. But also, maybe let us put those on the weapons, Capcom. I wanna give monsters diseases. Don't take that out of context, please. And visually, Shigaru Magala is an all-star. Again, favorite color is purple, so the fact that a good chunk of its, combat abilities are that like dark black purplish color. Love it. 10 out of 10. A plus design. Never stop, Capcom. But contrasted with the bright gold of the scales, this like almost paladin aesthetic, but like corrupted paladin that's spreading this like plague across the land. Oh, it's dope. It's cool. It's wonderful. There's something like it is very much styled in an almost angelic way. Like a lot of its weapons are styled after, and named after, angelic inspirations. Whereas Gore Magala, the juvenile form, is more like devil demon inspired. And looking at this thing, especially when it takes to the sky and its wings unfurl and it like casts this very like celestial silhouette, it's hard to describe other than to say it's cool. I feel you need to see this. You need to hunt this thing, and I think like in terms of the fight itself, I love how it keeps you on your toes. I talked about this a lot more in the RIP ramble, but I think I picked the worst weapon to fight Shigaru Magala with today in terms of how I like to play Greatsword, because Shigaru Magala, especially in Rise and Sunbreak, gives you very few big chunky openings. You gotta work for every hit you get out of Shigaru Magala, and the openings he gives you are small and tough to exploit if you're not playing very fast and aggressive. Which, playing a crit draw greatsword like I do, isn't difficult, but it is hard to like get big, huge, chonky numbers that you need to end the fight quickly, as evidenced by the fact that this fight took me 20 minutes and I got 2 carts. I'm a little rusty in Sunbreak, it seems, and maybe I jumped the gun a little bit by going right to Shigaru, but we all make mistakes. But all in all, I think Shigaru Magala and Gore Magala are both like A+ monsters, and I would personally love to see them again. And I think they're very likely to show up again, but I don't think we're going to see them in Wilds. With Sunbreak, I think the reason that they could bring in Gore Magala and Shigaru Magala when they have like very much like story beats written around their mechanics is because Sunbreak didn't particularly care about the like living, breathing ecosystem. It was very much a more arcadey boss rush, boss fight style game of Monster Hunter, which is fine. I really like Sunbreak. I really like Rise. I will defend them for what the games are. But Sunbreak is not Wilds. And Wilds going for that like that ecosystem, that full living, breathing world, you really can't have the Magalas in that without having them be the central focus of like, hey, this is a problem, capital P, we gotta deal with it. So I think, unfortunately, like a 0 out of 10 to return in Monster Hunter Wilds, as much as I would love to see him. But I think he is popular. 4 Ultimate was the first Monster Hunter game that really got the foot in the door to the West. And I think because of that, 4 Ultimate monsters are always going to be popular. Shigaru Magala being an Elder Dragon also helps. So I'm going to give it like a 9 or 10 out of 10. Closer to 9 because it is also tied to Gore Magala to come back in a future game. I apologize again about the shortness of this ramble, especially with the length of the hunt, but yeah, I did a big ol' whoopsie, and I did not give myself enough time this morning, so sorry again, but I will be back tomorrow with another hunt. Thank you all so much for watching. Please stick around until the end if you can. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't. And until next time, I'll see you next time.